Hi everybody, this is Vinny and Mary's Angry Cocoa. So people started telling us that they would notice that their cocoa drink, when left in the fridge for a few days, would come out rich and silky and with this great mouthfeel. And then if it was left in the fridge for maybe a week or so, it would be even better. So we wanted to reproduce this, and through much test and experimentation, we came up with Vinny and Mary's Angry Cocoa. And I'm Mary, and this is Angelica, and we're going to be preparing this for you today. It has 3 ingredients. So one is unsweetened baking cocoa, and you can get Stop and Shop brand baking cocoa. That works great, really inexpensive. Works just as well with really expensive baking cocoa. The other ingredient is granulated cane sugar and water. That's it. The pan is going to tell you how much to make, not the party. Reason being is that when you're chasing the cocoa paste, you don't want to expose the bottom of the pan as you're stirring it. So we're going to make a 4-cup batch. You're going to need 4 heaping tablespoons of baking cocoa. So Angelica, if you'll add that to the pan.
Alrighty. Gladly.
So you want to pour the water just to coat the cocoa. This is just the working water to begin with. And then we're going to turn on the heat. We're going to turn it on to maybe like 6, 7. And then we're going to keep an eye on that heat. We might end up putting it higher. Okay, then we're going to take the whisk and we're going to start stirring it. And we're going to make sure we're not exposing the bottom of the pan. We're going to keep it on the heat and we're going to start dissolving the cocoa powder. We're going to bring this up to a froth. See it coming up from the froth. And now we're going to take it off the heat. Let it come down a little bit. I think I added a little bit too little water that time, so maybe I should add a little bit more. So that was 1 froth. We're going for 5 froths here. So I'm just going to make sure everything's down, and then I'm going to let it come up to a froth. Alright, I'm going to take it off the heat.
Definitely need more water in there.
Yeah, definitely
It
more
needs
water.
to get angry and come all the way to the top of the pan.
Get it, allow it to get a little bit of heat. All right, so we're getting up on a froth again. So see, that's coming way up. A lot more froth. All right, so let's take it off the heat. Yeah. All right, so let's let that come back up.
All right, add a little water.
All right, it's about to come up to a froth again. Getting angry. Angry cocoa. Coming up. Alright. So I'm going to add a little bit more water. And I'm going to bring it up for 1 more froth. And we're going to let it get even higher this time. Alright. Time to take it off. I'm just going to just get my palette ready to go for just the unsweetened chocolate. And now we're going to add the sugar. So we're going to work our way up. So we're going to add about half the sugar as what we're expecting to end up with. So we're going to start with 4 tablespoons of sugar. So everybody's going to want this a different sweetness. It's not going to be sweet enough at this point. So I'm going to bring the heat back up. And let's froth it up. Alright, it's frothing up. Full coverage on the bottom. Frothing up. All right, now let's take it off and stir. So right now we have 7 tablespoons of sugar to 4 tablespoons of cocoa. You can see that that's what we end up with. Alright. Alright, so it's starting to froth again. Stir it up. Take it off the heat. So this is good for the basic recipe, which is just water, cocoa, and sugar. If you want to do this with milk, this is going to be too watery. So you would want this a little bit less watery. I'll show you how that looks. A thicker paste is harder to work with, so it's going to be harder to get to this point. So at this point, we're going to start adding the water. Start with 2 cups, and then we're going to work our way up from there. All right, so let's let the heat come up a little bit, and then we're going to do another taste. So if you were to do this with a milk variant, you would want to heat the milk up separately, and again, you would want to use a lot less water, both at the front end and at this point. So you would want to be using less water in the beginning, just mixing with the cocoa, and less water when you're adding the cold volume of water. 3 cups of water might be enough for some people. It's going to be very rich. Some people might want it a little bit more watery, and they want to go more towards 4 cups. So I'm going to let the 3 cups absorb a little bit more heat. All right, so this is 7 cups of water to 4 heaping tablespoons of cocoa and 7.5 heaping tablespoons of sugar. At this point, you can put on the lid, and then we're going to serve in a couple minutes. And we're going to see if we did a good job.